Yo, man, what's good? It's your boy, Tay the Go on the creative plane. And I am Mama Divine, man. So, yeah, I want to talk real quick. I want to talk about the Archons really fast. Now, I mean, I want to talk about the Archons. I want to talk about the inorganic ones, whatever you want to call them. Basically, what the Archons are is like it's a mental projection, basically. They only can live through mental projections. They only can live when you are identified with thought and you think that you're them and you won't even know it type shit. Know what I mean? There are people out here that are identified with these things and they don't even know it type shit. But it's about seeing past it. It's about seeing through it to heal it type shit. Cause we all have this in us. It's basically the ego. When you're hurt or something, let's say the world hurts you and you don't heal, these things are able to live through you type shit. So it's about healing and not being able to let these things live through you type shit. So basically I'm gonna talk about the Archons and what they about, what they do, and how to spot them type shit. Cause I've been seeing, cause we have reptilian DNA in us type shit, know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons they could hack into us, is when we're not on top of ourselves and we're not living in balance with life. When we're living life backwards, called evil type shit, know what I mean? We're able to be hacked into by other creatures from lower dimensions type shit, from the third and second. There are some creatures here, some beings that are from from the second and first dimensions type shit, know what I mean? Strictly 3D creatures, they don't really exist, know what I mean? I see it all the time. I see people, when somebody embodies this energy and you feel through them, they stop what they're doing. They automatically don't. They like. It's like you see through their illusion type shit. Know what I mean? And you're able to shine light on it because you shined it in yourself, because you healed yourself. Because when you're healed, you heal other people type shit. Know what I mean? And this is what the Archons use because they know humans are like a group species type shit. They could be a group species. So, but some humans could be in solitude too, the ascended masters and shit. But that's about going on that path. Everybody could be an ascended master, but it's about knowing yourself type shit. So knowing these things type shit and being able to use yourself in a certain way, in a certain manner, so that you can flip the script type shit. Know what I mean? Flip the script on darkness and turn it into light. Know what I mean? That's basically what I mean when I say flip the script. So yeah, man, these shits is I don't know, man. Like you gotta do your own research and see from your own reality. You gotta study this shit yourself as well, type shit. But I came across people talking about this too on the internet type shit. So like people, sometimes they act like they could be informants. People are portals, first of all, and some people are portals to the Archons, to negativity, to the things that don't really exist. Now, I mean, these things don't really exist when you see with the light. When you see with the light and you see through it, you see that everything is perfection, and these things only can exist through an illusion that you believe in. If you believe in an illusion of fear, you make them stronger type shit. Like I forgot where it said it. Like it said, demons are stronger in hell. That's when you're in hell, when you believe the external reality is stronger than you are, and you believe in it through fear, and there's an absence of love type shit. Know what I mean? That's all hell is type shit. I don't think it's somewhere that you go after you pass type shit. Know what I mean? Even though it actually I believe whatever vibration you're on here is where you go when you pass type shit. Know what I mean? Whatever you identify with. But these Archons basically are here for us to evolve, to be honest, for us to see through illusions, because the illusion can be used for truth and the illusion can be used for falsehood. Know what I mean? It's about seeing through the illusion, but seeing the truth in the illusion, that life is everlasting, that the Archons aren't even real. You had to make something. When we came here, we had to make something to differentiate ourselves from. Know what I mean? Something that wasn't really us, but it can influence us if we're not on the right path type shit, so that we know, and if we destroy ourselves, we can heal ourselves, because we are the creator of our reality. Know what I mean? And when you study creating these things, because it's that one force on the planet, that one force that doesn't want to see humanity evolve, that doesn't want to see humanity wake up, that makes humanity try to control us type shit and use our authority. Your superpowers have been active type shit. Now, I mean, we've been had superpowers. It's just that we had no authority over ourselves, and therefore those powers and beliefs are going into a system that they keep telling you, COVID exists, this exists, that exists. You make what exists. Now, I mean, I see this so closely in my daily reality. It's crazy. You create what exists for you type shit. Now, I mean, that's why you have to be alone sometimes and see for yourself, so that you can know and see things and start to study your reality, how to interact with it, how you take steps closer towards it so it can take steps towards you. Know what I mean? Pardon me. I had to spit. So every time I do what I'm supposed to be doing, I energy flows through you, and you're able to, when energy is flowing through you, it filters faster type shit. Like your breathing and shit is a filter. Know what I mean? It's a filter for your body to maintain homeostasis. And when you speak the truth, you accelerate those filters type shit, and you accelerate your being, you accelerate who you are. When you speak your truth and you do what you do, like if you dance, if you do this or that, but you do it with a certain frequency that's in your core frequency, then you do it differently and you do it to you. And it takes time to build that too type shit. That's an excellent way to see past the Archons as well. Is living in your truth. When you live in your truth, you can't see what's not real. Now, I mean, what's real to you is only real to you. What's real is what's real to you. Now, I mean, and what you give your power to exists. So these things that don't really exist, they don't really exist when you don't believe in them. When you don't think about them in a certain way. When you feel what you are more than you feel what you think. Now, I mean. Because thought is leaning on your own understanding, I believe. Not all thought, but disconnected thought, egoic thought is leaning on your own understanding when you're separate from the all. But what you truly are is a connection, is a connection to the all type shit. Now, I mean, is a connection to what is. Now, I mean, your connection to source itself. Now, I mean, your connection to that. And when you feel that, the things that aren't real, because you created this and you made things that weren't real, but you maintain the connection to your heart so that you could see through these things if you ever needed to. Know what I mean? So when you're in your original self and you're being yourself and you're in your heart space, then these things don't exist to you. Like I said, these things become powerless, and you create your reality from where you're at. But you can't, you have to know these things for yourself and just create what you need to create, make what you need to make type shit. Organize yourself by meditating and knowing yourself and knowing that these things don't really exist. They only exist for us to overcome, for us to raise our frequency. When our frequency is low, these things can exist when our frequency is low, because that's where they exist at. But when our frequency raises higher, when our frequency gets higher, that's when we start to exist on a different plane. Now, I mean, when you're on a different plane of existence, you change what's here. Now, I mean, like, you're a new portal. Like I said, some people are portals to the lower self, and they affect things with their low energy, because we project onto this reality. That's how only way we could change what's here. So to change what's here, and it ties into the Archons and shit, and the inorganic ones, whatever you want to call them, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in something else more than you believe in what's here. Now, I mean, but you use what's here and you acknowledge what's here at the same time, in a way that you're able to move through it, but in a way that you know it's not real. See, there's no definite way to do this. It's done differently for everybody. You figure it out yourself. But connecting and talking about it is how spark shit up type shit. Know what I mean? But yeah, like this shit, when I started studying this shit, when you don't run from things and you study it, you have more power over it type shit. When you learn and you love type shit, love yourself, you're gonna learn about these things type shit, and you're gonna learn how to move and how to be and how to interact with reality, so that you don't give your power away to these things, because they do little subtle things. Like, they would say something, they'll do something, they'll do this and that, try to trick you into going to sleep and shit. But it's all about how you perceive it. When you feel yourself more and you're not even taking it to a certain seriousness and letting it inside your inner space, That's what I mean by taking it to a certain seriousness. You're not letting it in your inner space and make you believe something and change your mood and change your frequency. That's when you rise above what's here. That's when you live above the illusion. That's when you start to see. That's when you start to win. That's when you start to love, because what you are is truly love type shit. Know what I mean? You can't be nothing else than what you are. You can't be nothing else than what you are unless you're living. I turn back quick as fuck. You can't be nothing else than what you are unless you're living backwards. Know what I mean? So to live forwards, to be able to see things clearly, to be able to know thyself, is simply being able to feel clearly type shit, so that you can see the illusion, see past the illusion, because a lot of this shit that's here isn't even real. Know what I mean? But you won't see that if your creation energy is low. Know what I mean? If you're not doing retention type shit, if you're not raising your energy type shit, you won't be able to see these things, and these things will have control over you. They like to pretend they have authority. Then when you give them authority, they do have authority type shit, because what you believe, you give power. Know what I mean? What you see, you give power. Know what I mean? So it's about seeing life through things type shit. There's a certain way Source understands things in order to see past it. Know what I mean? Or else Source wouldn't be Source. Know what I mean? It allows everything to be because it knows what it is. So any lower entities, any lower self is here to help us rise type shit. Know what I mean? It's here to help us change our actions, to change ourselves, to change us. Know what I mean? To know that we could change, because the planet, destroyed itself. Earth, it kind of destroyed itself, so it has to understand itself by being able to heal itself type shit. That's where we at on the planet, I feel like, and that's just, the Archons and shit. That's just how they do. I just want to talk about who they are and what they do type shit, because it's important to have knowledge of self. This is all Archons live inside you, your ego type shit. Know what I mean? The lower ego and lower actions, where we're all capable of, just as we're capable of higher actions, is defined by what we identify with. If we identify with our lower selves, if we identify with the disconnected self, if we identify with the flesh and we think we're something, or if we identify with what we know, what we could feel through our hearts type shit. If we identify with the truth, which is feeling, which is healing, which is knowing, which is life, which is eternal. Know what I mean? Seeing it, and whatever you see it is what you're gonna see. Change the way you see it, you change what you see type shit. Know what I mean? Believe in yourself more, and this becomes faker. Know what I mean? And you start to be able to move things with your mind, and you start to be able to do certain shit, and you start to realize that the Force exists. Know what I mean? That's like, you see that in Star Wars, but it's real. That shit is real. It's true. Know what I mean? I feel like, it's about being one with it. Know what I mean? It's dark and it's light, but it's one. And learning that balance between one type shit, because we use the dark energy too. Humans use I wouldn't say we use the Archons, but we're not being used by the Archons, and knowing how to use your ego is important too, because the ego is important. The ego is your sense of self, really. So knowing how to use it in a certain way and not being disconnected is best type shit. Know what I mean? Knowing how to use it and how to flex it type shit, and how to walk and move to because your energy is how your posture and shit shows your energy. Know what I mean? If you tense, you might be in the ego type shit. Know what I mean? But if you relaxing type shit, then you just you and shit, like, see, there's so much to it. There's really no way to explain it, because you could be in a rush and shit and still be in your connected mind and shit, connected to self. So it's really about how you perceive things, because it's about enlightenment. Know what I mean? It's about how you see it. What you see is gonna change when, like I said, when you change the way you see it type shit. So it's about understanding how you see it, so that you could change what you see. Because if anything is holding you back, it's resistance. And that resistance is due to a belief that might not be true. Because life flows, know what I mean? Everything in life is meant to be here. What's here is meant to be here right now. Everything that's thought, everything that is. And you got to feel that at once to accept it. Know what I mean? You got to accept it to feel it all at once. I mean, once you accept what's going on right now, once you accept the now, once you accept the present moment, you raise your vibration to a different level, because all we do is hang on. That's the only reason our vibration could be low sometimes, because we're hanging on to things and we're not flowing like we should be. And to let go is to flow, start to flow. We were built a certain way, so being able to know yourself and doing these things is going to help you to acknowledge yourself more, help you to be yourself more, help you to, see past your lower self. When you don't judge the lower self, it has no power. Know what I mean? But when you judge it, we make it into something make it think it's external of us. Then we think this form or this thing is external of us when it's really inside of us. Know what I mean? And it's really us. If we just stop giving it our attention in a certain way, we take our energy back and we're able to see life for what it is again. Know what I mean? We're able to see life for the truth that's in it. And things no longer control you. Because control is only control because we're trying to control the ego. Now, I mean, we're trying to control the lower self from not doing something, or we're trying to control things. But if we just observe it, that's how you take your authority and your energy back, by observing it and stating who you are, stating that I am. Now, I mean, when you say that I am, that has power over things in your mind, that has power over things in your reality type shit, because you know who you are. When you say I am, that means that you're something. I mean, that means that you're not separate from what's here. I mean, you say I am, whatever is. I mean, whatever is you. I mean, so you can't be separate from what you are. I mean, and that is where they lose control. That's where the Archons lose type shit, because when you know who you are, you know that they don't really exist. I mean, the energy you give them makes them how they exist. So if you say I am, you know that there's nothing in disconnection from you, and you shine your light on that darkness, and that darkness turns into light again type shit. And people are no longer able to be used by the lower self type shit. So it's about you understanding who you is, so that you could be yourself more, so that you could love yourself and dissipate energy that's basically not for you. Know what I mean? So yeah, man. That's just the Archon. What I think about the Archons and shit. Know what I mean? They were created for a reason. Everything has a purpose for a reason, and that is just for the planet to see, overcome. Know what I mean? For the planet to, because I believe it's kind of like AI. Some people act like AI, literally, artificial intelligence, because they're asleep. But you can tell when somebody's AI and when they're Archon consciousness or lower consciousness. Like, I be driving, because when you're awake, you wake those people up type shit. Know what I mean? Those people that are asleep, you wake them up. Or you might, if they're hanging on tightly, they don't want to let go, they might start doing strange shit. Know what I mean? Not strange shit, but I drive past people sometimes and they start twitching and shit. Or I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but people start twitching and shit, and they start doing things like a lizard type shit. Now, I mean, that consciousness, that's how you know they're being affected, because that's not all of us, but it's part of us type shit. I mean, I just think, people be getting hacked. I mean, people get hacked all the time. So it's about you knowing yourself so you can't get hacked, because when you know yourself, you're up to date. See, that's the thing. I be getting downloads. When you know yourself, you're up to date, because you're in the present moment. You got all the downloads that you need right now, and nothing can hack you because you're aware. That's just like phones. They get all their technology from us. Now, I mean, we get updates. Phones get updates so they can't be hacked by hackers. We get updates so we can't be led astray. Now, I mean, hacked by hackers. Now, I mean, this is all about how you perceive it. When you perceive it differently, you're going to believe it differently. And you're going to believe in yourself more when you know who you are. When you study these things, when you study yourself and see that you have more power over the things that are here, you learn best by experience. So putting yourself out there, putting yourself through things and shit, and learning who you are is what's going to help you to evolve. Now, I mean, that's what we all want. We want to evolve, because evolution is getting what you desire, getting the things that you love, getting the things that you want, so that you can feel more and be able to discover and get more of those things. You know what I mean? Because this shit is all about you at the end of the day. You came in here alone to learn something. You don't want to come in here and just and lollygag or fucking not learn anything or waste a life and experience. So yeah, man, don't mind that shit, man. I'm not even I'm supposed to, well, I'm gonna go for a run. I get to go for a run type shit, know what I mean? Yeah, I'm changing the way I speak as well, because your speaking holds vibrations type shit. But when you see it, it depends on how you see it, really. Know what I mean? Just be aware of your feeling. I say that's most important, because you could say something and mean something different when you feel different when you say it. Know what I mean? So be aware of how you feel when you say things type shit. Know what I mean? Because that have to energy, like I just said, I have to do this. That have to energy is like, it's not grateful. You know what I mean? So I get to is kind of better. You know, just from my perspective, what I learned about myself and my journey type shit. You know what I mean? It helps. So saying things differently, you more enthusiastic about it, and that brings energy. Enthusiasm, you got to step up to the plate in order to get that energy for what you need. You know what I mean? When you step up to the plate, you get that energy for what you need. That is needed at the plate. You know what I mean? It's all about you. This shit is all about how you perceive yourself and how you feel in yourself, so that you can feel the things around you differently. You know what I mean? So, but that's all, man. That's all I want to talk about type shit. You know what I mean? It's your boy, Tay the Goat. On the creative plane, man. Align your mind with divine. Allow yourself to be free to be. Allow yourself to be, so that you can observe these things and see how the Archons exist in your own mind. Because what they do is manipulate you to get you to believe. Because these things exist within us. All this is within us. It's not no spooky shit, no scary shit type shit. All these things exist inside of us, so it's up to us to see it differently and not allow it to be something that's we think is otherworldly or something that's a threat or something, because it's all inside of us. When you have that peace, when you have that knowing, it brings peace. Now, I mean, when you have that knowing of who you are, it brings peace. Because nothing can affect you when you know who you are. Because what you are cannot be affected by something that it created in a lower reality. Now, I mean, you're all the way up here in your higher self, but depending on what you identify with, they say this is 3D. Nothing can affect you if you up here, and 3D's right here. But if you bring your awareness all the way down here and you think you're 3D, that's when you're able to be affected by the media telling you something, or this telling you something, or that telling you something. That's just low energy that you need to raise by speaking your truth, or being yourself, or doing what you need to do type shit, know what I mean? Which is living in love, really. Living in love, to be honest. So yeah, man. This shit is all about you. Allow yourself to know yourself. Allow yourself to be there for yourself. Allow yourself to see clearly by seeing things differently. You know what I mean? When you see things differently, what you see is going to change. You know what I mean? You won't be the same. You'll be in a different mind frame. And you'll be like, damn, look how far I came. Or the stars done changed and rearranged, just so I could perfect my aim. So, you know, that ass though, like, this shit is all up to you, man. Like, just being yourself and loving yourself is all you need to do. Because that love for yourself is going to make how you see the Archons, or how you see your own ego, or how you see yourself, how you see the bad in you, is going to make you see it differently, you know what I mean? It's going to make you say, oh, I needed to be like that so I could be like this, so I could reach this level, so I can understand this. I need to destroy myself. I need to not understand myself so I can understand myself. Know what I mean? Like that. It's going to build up. Your energy's going to go up from that type shit. Know what I mean? But yeah, man. It's your boy Tay the Goat on the creative plane. Align your mind with divine type shit. Free yourself from this shit. Free yourself from these illusions. Know what I mean? They're not real. You don't need to give them your attention. You don't need to give it your energy, because your energy belongs to you and your dreams. Your energy belongs to what you want. And give your energy to yourself so you can get what you want type shit. Know what I mean? But it's your boy Tay the Goat on the creative plane. Align your mind with divine. Be free to be. I just had to yell that type shit. Know what I mean? I'm a little smacked from this morning. That's why I'm speaking so low. But you know, I'm still enthusiastic about myself. I have to be. Know what I mean? I'm just gonna build from here. Know what I mean? Just keep going back up. Just keep going up. Life comes in waves. You know what I mean? It's about riding the waves and learning that you are the wave eventually. So when you become the wave, you balance. I've said that in my last video. Talking about the wave. So, but yeah, man, it's your boy Tay the Goat on the creative plane. Line your mind with divine type shit. Allow yourself to be free to be, and create the world that you want by sharpening your consciousness and allowing yourself to see things differently to change who you are. Because when you change your personality, your reality changes. Peace.